Good afternoon, good morning, everyone. Good evening for some in Serbia. We are doing what's kind of amounted to be an emergency kind of live stream here. We've been working all morning on a situation that is kind of arisen for us here, unfortunately, in Montenegro. We have information that the government of Montenegro has begun to implement the December 2019 law on freedom of religion. As they put it, they have allegedly forcibly started to take control of church properties. We have information that the monastic residence where the nuns and monks live at the Monastery of St. Basil of Ostrog in Ulcinj, Montenegro, was demolished by the police this morning. And we have been organizing and kind of reaching out to different people, trying to figure out the situation on the ground and what's true and what's not. We've also heard that potentially the police has been planning on heading to Tivat, Montenegro, where there is a place where they conduct baptisms, a small chapel where they conduct baptisms in Tivat, Montenegro, that they're planning on demolishing that as well. You have to forgive me. There's a lot of information. I'm trying to catch up to everything. But the main point of this, as we go into too much further, is we are going to ask you if you would like to contact your member of Congress. What we have done is prepared a little informational portion on how to do that, how to find your representative, how to find your senator, how to contact them. We've written up a little template in case you are not sure. I've actually called my two senators, and I called my representative prior to going live here because I wanted to kind of get an experience of how that would work. And the experience varies depending on the office. And so kind of my goal here is to kind of help you guys, help everyone, whether you're Serbian, whether you are American, whether you're Serbian American, whether you are a concerned American citizen. We want to help you, inform you how to be able to contact your member of Congress. And the things that we're going to show you today is not necessarily just for this issue. It's for several issues. Anytime that you want to contact your representative, you're going to be able to do so with a different template, and you can use kind of these resources. Again, just to kind of give a quick background before we jump into this, Montenegro passed a law in December of 2019 called the Law of Freedom of Religion. The law is anything but that. It's targeted and discriminatory in its content. We have a video prepared by our VP of Legislative Affairs, Ilijana Todorovic. Phenomenal video. We are doing everything that we can to kind of put that video out there. Her analysis has been out in Serbian media, in American media, in foreign affairs circles, and she's done a phenomenal job. So what I will say is, if you haven't had a chance to see it yet, please take a look. If you haven't shared it yet, please share. We've added an option on our website, serbianleaders.com, where as soon as you visit that website originally, you're going to have a pop-up announcement. You're going to be able to click a button, and it'll take you directly to the link on YouTube to see her video. We ask that you share that video with everybody that you know. Share it on your wall. Share it with your friends. Share it with your neighbors. Share it with your coworkers. This is not a Serbian issue. This is not a Serbian-American issue only. This is an issue of the 21st century. As we've seen, several rights are being infringed upon here across the globe currently. This is another one of those areas. This is an area where the freedom of religion is being threatened. It's an area where the property rights are being threatened, long-held property rights. It's an area where laws are being passed that are unconstitutional in the country that the law was passed in. And the fact that there was no negotiation, threats, arrests, hundreds of thousands of people have come out on the streets and been protesting this law, not because there is some issue within just the community. It's the Christians, the Orthodox Christians, the Catholics, the Muslims in Montenegro, the atheists in Montenegro, people within the ruling party that have come out in the processions to stand up against the discriminatory and unconstitutional law. So with that being said, this is now escalating. We had hoped that there would be a point of communication and negotiation, but the current Montenegrin government, unfortunately, has taken advantage of the crises with COVID-19, has taken advantage of the crises here with the tragic death of George Floyd and the preoccupation across the globe of racial issues that must be and should be addressed naturally. And they've taken advantage, and under the guise they have done, as I mentioned earlier in this conversation, to start to take control of church properties, to demolish, not just take control, but to demolish a monastic residence in Ulcinj, Montenegro. So obviously things are escalating, and we want to work. This is not an attack on the government of Montenegro in any way. It's not an attack on supporters of the DPS, the ruling party. We want to work with the ruling party. We want the ruling party to work with the opposition. We want the ruling party to work with the State Department, with the administration, with members of Congress and senators. We fully support the ability of Montenegro to one, be independent, and two, to be able to implement its sovereignty in passing laws that it feels is necessary. However, none of us can agree when these laws that are passed and this sovereignty is exercised in a way that is discriminatory to its citizens, that's discriminatory to the people, to religious communities, and to individuals alike. So with that being said, what we're gonna do is kind of run through here. I got a little show you how to contact your senator and your congressman. In the description, what you will have is the template. You will have this step-by-step procedure that you will take to be able to contact your representative. We prepared a template, and I'm also going to talk, after I kind of go through this, I'm going to talk to you about what you will encounter as you make a phone call to your representative or your senator. So please bear with me. I'm trying to speak and also kind of direct this share screen. So again, please bear with me if there's some errors. And also, please feel free to make comments here and any questions. I am following those as well. I will be responding to any of your comments. I unapred ću samo reći, vidim da ljudi komentarišu na srpskome. Sve razumijemo, naša organizacija podržava i to da se priča i srpski i da se piše ćirilica i to sve. Ali prvo bitno, cilj je, moramo da angažujemo Srbe koje žive u Americi. I da bismo angažovali Srbe koji žive u Americi, moramo da prenosimo tu informaciju na engleskom. Da angažujemo Amerikance koji su zabrinute za vjerska prava, koji su zabrinute za prava na imovinu. I zbog toga pričamo engleski i dajemo informacije na engleskom. Tako nadamo se da će razumjeti zašto pričamo engleski i zašto je bitno da možemo drugu, treću, četvrtu generaciju Srba, oni koji možda ne znaju srpski, a koji ako Bog da jednog dana će učiti i znati, da bi znali kako, jer oni su nam ključni, da bi ojačali našu zajednicu, da bi pomogli srpskom narodu. Tako da vraćam se sad na engleskom, ali samo hoću da razumijete zašto stalno pričamo engleski i zašto će danas ova predstava biti na engleskom. With that, just a quick little summary of that. I just wanted to explain to the people that may be only Serbian speakers or that aren't fluent in English the reasons for why we speak English. We want to activate and create and foster cooperation and action in the Serbian American community among Americans, whether or not they are of a Serbian background or not, because these issues, again, are issues that affect more than one religious community, more than one group of people. These are universal rights. These are inalienable rights that are protected by constitutions and forward-thinking 21st century progressive governments across the world. So there we go. Now let's kind of get into this, how to find your representative in Congress, how to find it in the House, how to find your senators. What you're going to do here, bear with me as I said. All right, I hope everyone can see kind of what the screen I'm working with here on this page. What you're going to do originally is you're going to go to govtrack.us. This is a great resource for you, if you want to find information about bills, about laws that are being considered, legislators, and other information. This is a great resource to use for the purposes of what we're doing today. Is obviously, as I mentioned, contacting finding who your representatives are in Congress, who the members of Congress are. What you're going to first do here is you're going to go to Bills and Votes. It's in the upper corner here. You're going to click on that. Track that. You're going to go to Legislators. And from this, when you click on Legislators, it's going to have a pop-up. You're going to click on Members of Congress. You're going to click on Members of Congress. You're going to have another screen that pops up here. I'm going to zoom in here for a second. And you have two options. You can select three options. You can select by your state, but that's going to bring up all the different members of Congress in your state. It may be difficult to locate who exactly your member of Congress is. So what you're going to want to do is in this point, you're going to want to either put in your address, or what you're going to want to do is click I'm at home. If you're at home, this is a great option to do because it'll automatically recognize where you're located. Again, if you have a VPN or some kind of privacy tool enabled, this is not going to work. But if you don't, it's a great way just to click, and you're just going to click allow, and it'll be able to go there. I'm going to do the I'm at home. Obviously, I don't want to really share my address in this point, but if you do need to enter it, please enter it. So you're going to click I'm at home. Once you get to the I'm at home part, for example, if you are on the Google Chrome browser, it's going to ask you either block or allow. You're going to click allow. And after that point, you are going to have information about your representatives, your members of Congress. So my senators are Senator Todd Young and Senator Mike Braun. My representative is Representative Susan Brooks. And here, what you'll be able to see is, for example, with Senator Todd Young, you can find his Twitter handle. You can find the link to his official website where you can get more information. And then you will also here have the phone number. And this is the goal that we want to do today. Obviously, once you go on the website, you can go there and find email and email. You can change the information in the template and submit it from that point. But I think what is going to be most effective today is calling our senators, calling our representatives, because they are currently very overwhelmed with a lot of things that are going on with COVID-19 and the tragic George Floyd death. They're my notice that they are generally picking up their phones. They're in their offices. You want to call Monday through Friday. And so once you get this, you are going to then obviously call this number. It'll be 1-212-224-5623, for example, for Senator Young. When you call their office, you have to, please, you must remain calm. Obviously not as impassioned as I am in our kind of discussion here. You want to remain calm. You want to remain cordial. And it's going to be varied. And not to, don't get nervous. Don't get flustered. The staff members that are there for you. They represent you. They're going to be patient. Obviously, you don't want to take up too much of their time, but they're not going to put pressure on you to say something quickly or not. The template that we've put together is shorter, so you're not going to be taking up too much time as it goes. But just remain calm, cordial. Don't yell at them. Don't be angry. I know Serbs, we're very emotional. As we can see in my video here, I'm not doing the best of examples of how to go about it, but you want to be calm and relaxed, and you want to explain to them what your issues are. As you can tell in the template, you're going to provide your name, you're going to list your city and state, and then what you're going to do is in the intro, you're going to tell them why you're calling, and you're going to mention their name. So, for example, I'm calling to inform Senator Todd Young about the situation in Montenegro and to voice my concern about the recent actions taken by the Montenegrin government against the Orthodox Christian community living there. Now, it'll depend. Once you get to the call, once you make that phone call, it'll be different options. When I called my representative, it went straight to someone picked up. So in that way, I just had a normal conversation with the person. I introduced myself using the template. I said, how are you doing? And then I said why I was calling. And then, just had a normal conversation, said everything in there. And at the end, thanked them for their time. And so I spoke with them. And at the end of the conversation, I gave my name. I spelled it out for them. I gave my address, and I also provided my phone number. So if you get a live person, that's what you're going to do. And as George mentions, the template is located in the video description. If you click, then the same way would be as if you get a voicemail. For example, the senators that I called that are my members of Congress, Senator Young and Braun, they automatically have a voicemail where you select option 1, option 2. What you'll do is that at that point you'll select an option 1, for example, and you'll have further options of either being able to leave a comment or speaking with someone directly. I think the best way in this sense today would be tomorrow, whenever you have an opportunity to call, would be to leave a voicemail or to leave a comment and allow them to get back to you. Our goal here today and tomorrow in the next few days is to strictly just inform them, get them to address the issue, tell them, make them aware that there's a situation that's occurring in Montenegro. The tensions are being escalated needlessly, and that we just want our members of Congress to be aware and to tell the government of Montenegro, which we have nothing against, but just to tell them, let this law be addressed through the courts. Let the courts of Montenegro assess the constitutionality of the law. And then, from there we can move forward. But at this point, let's just see what the courts of Montenegro, the people who actually judge whether or not laws are constitutional, to do their jobs. And that's strictly what we want. Let the constitutionality, let the process, the political process, the process of creating laws play its part. Let it go through, and then we'll go from there. And if the Constitutional Court of Montenegro decides that the law is constitutional, which we kind of disagree with based on the wonderful analysis that we've done and the wonderful analysis prepared by Ilijana Todorovic, one of the top 15 attorneys, again, in the United States, top 15 foreign attorneys in the United States, we'll go from there. Again, but it's just let the political process play out. So in that sense, if it goes to voicemail, I know I'm jumping around here. It's been a busy morning. So if it does go to voicemail, read the template, put it through, and at the end of the call, make sure that you leave your name with your spelling, your full home address, and the phone number, your phone number on the voicemail. They may call you back. If they call you back, pick up and just have a normal conversation with the office member, with the staff member, and just tell them your concerns. And again, just remain calm and cordial and say you're concerned about this law and the fact that the government of Montenegro is escalating tensions, demolishing a monastic residence in Ulcinj, Montenegro. There's no reason. I understand if, based on the law, they want to start initiating some kind of, repossession, in that sense. I get it. The word eminent domain, sorry, the word was slipping from my mind there. Some kind of eminent domain, protocol, procedure being, begun. We get it. But there's videos of this, the Montenegrin police destroying this and preventing the people from doing it. And part of the reason that they're doing this is because the Metropolitanate of Montenegro in the littoral has said that they were going to begin again having these processions in Montenegro that are showing their protest, peaceful protest. There's never been any violence during these processions. When hundreds of thousands have come together, again, not just not just Serbians living there, but Montenegrins, Catholics, the Albanians, minorities, the Islamic community in that country are also standing up. So the reason that they're kind of pushing the envelope here is because of the fact that they are worried about these processions being begun again now with COVID-19 being kind of slowing down in Montenegro, although it was never very much there in the first place. So I think that that's kind of the information that I wanted to share. We wanted to share with you, SALC, today. We've been fighting very hard. We urge you again, contact your House representative, contact your senators. Let them know that you are concerned about this issue. Let them know that it's just not right. That the law is flawed. There's inconsistencies in the law itself and the language of the law. The law itself is unconstitutional. It doesn't align with other aspects of the Montenegrin Constitution and other aspects of the Montenegrin law. So call your House of Representative, representing the House, call your senator, share the Montenegro legal analysis video with everyone that you can, email your representatives, go to the White House website, provide that template for them as well. Let the administration be aware of the situation, and we'll go from there. You know, the most that we can do is raise awareness, and that's all we're trying to do, raise awareness, nothing else. We're not interested in any other portion and no other reason for doing this, strictly to raise awareness, because we just don't think this is right. And we want to protect, whether it's the rights of Serbians, Serbian Americans, Montenegrins, Albanians, Bosniaks, Croatians, whatever the group may be. Our organization and our people will always stand up for human rights, for civil rights, and for the values that we represent in the 21st century, the values that we want the Serbia to have in the 21st century. And so I'll leave it at that. If you have any questions, again, please let me know. The video, as George has said, is located on SerbianLeaders.com. It'll pop up right away as soon as you visit the website. You can click watch. It'll take you right there. Finally, tomorrow we have a great interview. I'll also mention that with Deputy Assistant Secretary Matthew Palmer, which is a very big name in the U.S. State Department. We're going to have a fireside chat with him and a conversation. I'm going to be moderating that discussion. And George did a good job, again, VP of Strategic Partnerships, in organizing that call and that chat with him. And we look forward to kind of just talking about not just Montenegro, but the issue in Kosovo Metohija, Bosnia and Herzegovina, and Republika Srpska, U.S.-Serbia relations, and the like, and relations between the State Department and SALC as well. So with that being said, I'm going to scroll up here to see if there are any comments. In the meantime, let me actually go back to my screen here, running through. As I've mentioned to Obrad Milivojevic, the reasons for why we speak English, I hope everyone understands, and we need to understand why we are speaking English. Thank you, Mickey, for that comment. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. As George said, the template is located in the video description. Thank you, Verica, for contacting your representative. It's very much appreciated. If we do want to be successful in this, it can't just be SALC. We need everybody, whether it's this issue or some other issue in the future, whether it's an issue that affects a large industry where there's a lot of Serbian Americans, such as trucking. And we want to, raise awareness about the number of hours that are allowed to be driven, or the time that you start your shift or end your shift. For example, just giving examples. Those are ways that we can all work together, because a lot of our families are affected by that industry. And so this template, these resources that we're providing are a way for us to begin to learn how to do this. We have to learn how to work, how to connect with our representatives, how to connect with our senators, to be successful, to make change positive in our lives. And as if we make positive change in our lives, it'll naturally have a benefit for Serbs living abroad. So with that said, I don't see any more comments. I'll leave it at that. Please follow us at SerbianLeaders.com on all platforms. We are actually revamping our website. We are working on a lot. We're going to be trying to implement an app on our phones soon, in the next few months, because we want to streamline this whole process of being able to learn how to contact members of Congress. We're going to keep doing the series that we're doing. We're going to keep putting out great information. We're going to start in the next couple of months. We're going to be looking for regional representatives across the country that will represent their regions. There will be the organizers and the coordinators in those regions. We're doing this professionally. This is going to be something that hasn't been done before. The Serbian Unity Congress did a phenomenal job. We're going to try to work with the people that were involved with the Serbian Unity Congress before, that worked their butts off and worked hard. And just in the end, it's tiring. It's a lot of work. And we're going to use their expertise, use people like Mr. Branko Terzic and others who are helping us constantly with their expertise and their knowledge and wisdom, so we can be professional, so we can do this right, and we can empower Serbs in America to be effective and become active members and be civically engaged and part of the political process. With that said, thank you, everyone. I don't see any more comments. Thank you for listening. I'm not sure how long this video has gone now, probably long. It's me, but I want to thank you again. Please join us tomorrow at 12 Eastern, 11 Central, as we have a fireside chat with Deputy Assistant Secretary Matthew Plummer, and look out for more information. Email us at info@serbianleaders.com. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a great day. Contact your representatives and members of Congress. Thank you.